Time to talk. Want to talk to me? Want to talk to you?
So one thing that crossed my mind that's going to be different moving forward about the boxing landscape, because it's not really getting talked about. I think it's because people really don't want to say that, not to sound repetitive, because we're not going to have the same conversation. But I noticed that people in boxing, the journalists, the different writers, they're not talking about how the PBC is doing. They're not really doing a lot of shows, right? So where before in the American landscape, Top Rank and Golden Boy had to compete with PBC, and PBC was competing with them. In the coming year, I guess that's going to be different. That's one thing that we know for sure. It is going to be different than how it has been the last 5, 6, 7 years. They don't really have them to compete with anymore because most of what they're doing, if they can even keep doing it, are pay-per-views. They can't hope to compete with Top Rank if and when they return on a regular schedule. They start doing fights in the same capacity that they used to. And I actually think they're going to, like a lot of people are somber that ESPN ended up leaving boxing. And I've maintained that, it wasn't just boxing that they left, but better still, a lot of people are sort of somber about that. There's a lot of rumors out there about who Top Rank is going to come back with. The most prevalent rumor is they're going to come back with Time Warner and perhaps another broadcaster, maybe 2, maybe 3. And one thing that crossed my mind is that if and when they come back, they're not going to have them to compete with anymore, the PBC. And, I thought I'd put that up for you guys, just the things I like, the things, Right. That's all good, right? You see that? And then you see that? You see that? Right? It's good stuff. They're not going to have to compete with the PBC anymore. And that has a ripple effect that I think isn't really being addressed, that with one less major promotion out there having a broadcast deal, one less, that means less fight dates for the fighters. Not just, top rank fighters. No, less fight dates for fighters. That any fighters that you were seeing on a PBC show, for example, well, they don't have as many fight dates anymore, obviously. So they're going to go to the promotional outfit that has them. So that's Matchroom, that's Golden Boy, that's going to be Top Rank if what Bob Arum said is true. And I was just thinking about that Top Rank could end up, theoretically, they could end up coming back stronger because they don't have to compete with anybody, really. They're not really going to be competing with the PBC. And Golden Boy by themselves is not doing so much that they'd really be competition for Top Rank. The Top Rank still has the deeper stable. And if what Bob said is true, that they're going to have more than one broadcaster and more fight dates than they had before, they may come back stronger than they were before. I'll do another one for you, good guy. I'll do another one. Shout out to Mexican. Shout out to Mr. Calderon. Having to sub to 3 different streaming platforms just to watch their product doesn't make things any better in boxing. That's a good point, Peter. I would say I would wait out the situation to see maybe it's a streaming platform that we already have. We don't know because we're all just guessing in the dark. You know what I mean? We don't know, right? We don't know what's going on. We don't know, right? How are we supposed to know? What are we supposed to do, right? What can we do? I'm so fucking childish, man. Yeah, I gotta get that shit out of here. That shit is distracting. That shit is distracting as fuck. Oh man, get that shit out of here. That was really distracting. I did see the upset in Japan. Kenshiro Taraji's lack of defense finally backfired. He was always one step behind Ricardo Sandoval, who was he was quick to the counter is what it was. He was punching with him and punching off of him. Kenshiro would try some shit, bing bing, bing bing. He's countering off of Kenshiro's work. Sandoval did a good job. Did a very good job. Shout out to Pork Chop. Fanon on his knees now. Team Crawford reached out. What, they reached out to Fanon? For what? I don't know, man. Shit. I don't know. He does have a big channel at the end of the day, so maybe they reaching out to do an interview. I don't know. You know. But yeah, that was something that crossed my mind. That the landscape is going to be different next year because Top Rank won't have them to worry about. They won't have them to hold up fights. They won't really be in the conversation as far as fights that American boxing fans are waiting to see because they're just not doing enough shows frequently enough to be competition for anyone. Like, they're going to go out with a whimper, it seems, but that leaves the door open for Top Rank if and when they come back, and I think they're going to by the fall. That leaves the door open for them to come back stronger than they were before, you know? That more of that viewership where, you had to compete for the same eyes. Now, a lot of those eyes are going to end up on your platform just because there's not as much boxing in America to watch as there was before. Shout out to Pork Chop. Dude was spewing the same old snack shit. I would address things that Fanon says, right? But it's like, what is there to address? An old man who basically makes up lies on YouTube for viewership and the people too stupid to know that he's lying? It's like, what else can you say, bro? Because that dude literally sits there making up stories. He made up a story that Amazon gave Tank $1 billion deal, or that they gave he made up a story that via his sources the PBC was going to get a $500 million deal from Amazon. And it's like, what are you even supposed to say to that, bro? He's getting his coins just making up stories. More power to him, right? Yeah, that's the massage parlor joint, bro. Someone said Fanon looks like oh man, I don't even think it's slow, good guy. I wouldn't say it's slow. Like, now they're about a year and a half into the Amazon deal. Still no real commitment to a regular schedule of boxing matches. And without that, what are you gonna do? Without that, like, that's what you need. You need somebody to give you, 60, 70, 80 million to be able to do fights on a regular basis. The other predicament that they have is, let's just say they had a generous benefactor that was willing to give them that. They don't even have the bodies anymore to accommodate that many fights. They don't even have the bodies to operate in the same capacity that they used to. So they're in the shit in more ways than one, What the fuck, guys?
What up?
Ain't shit. Ain't shit. Another day in paradise. And yeah, that was just something that I just had that passing thought while I was smoking a cigarette. They're like, wow, Top Rank, if and when they come back, will likely garner more viewership, not necessarily because they changed something, but because there's one less big time promoter in the American boxing scene. I think we all have to admit that in 2018 and 2019, PBC was very strong because they had shows on both Fox and Showtime. And, that was their competitor. But now when you look, well, they don't have to compete with that anymore. They don't have to compete with whatever the PBC is doing. So if Top Rank really does return on Time Warner and some other platforms, they may be in a better position than they were before because they don't have to compete for those eyes anymore. Not really, So that's interesting.
I hear you. Well, I wonder if they're going to take some of the fighters that PBC had as well. That would be nice to see.
I mean, that's kind of what's going on now with Boxer, because Boxer, I did a video on it maybe 2 days ago that they're in a very similar position in the sense that you got a lot of fighters or a good amount of fighters, but you have no way to accommodate them. And you're seeing that Joshua Buatsi, he might end up going to Queensbury. Lawrence Okoli already went to Queensbury. And interesting part of it, I talked about it maybe 3 weeks ago, that some of the contracts had written in them that they have to fight on Sky. Those boxer fighters, they have to fight on Sky. That was part of the contract. Well, if Sky's not part of the picture anymore, the contract is void, and they can just fuck off. They could go to MVP. They could go to fucking Matchroom. They go to Queensbury. So boxers, they might be kaput. They might be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I guess the big question is that going to get us better fights, though?
I think so, Country, because with less division, it forces the fighters to go to places where they weren't going before. You know what I mean? If you think about like PBC guys, for example, a part of the reason that we got David Morell versus Katayev, and now we're about to get David Morell versus Callum Smith, is because the PBC's not operating in the same capacity as they were. They can't do anything for David Morell. So the best thing for him to do is to go to another promoter that can use him. And, you know, that's what he's doing. So to answer your question, yes, we're getting that. And we've been getting that slowly. We've been getting that because you got Isaac Cruz on a Turkey show. You got Rayo Valenzuela on a Turkey show. Now we're getting both David Morell, second time he fought on a Turkey show. Now he's about to do it again for a third time. David Benavidez is going to debut on a Turkey show. So it's already happening that because you can't accommodate your own stable, they don't have a choice. They got to go somewhere else. It's either that or retire.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten Callum Smith Morell like 3 years ago.
Hell no. We would have never that motherfuckers would have just sat there talking shit. And now you kind of see the effect that it's having on David Morell. That the moment he left the bubble, he stopped looking like a boogeyman. Remember the Hot Rod fight last year? Didn't look like nothing. He didn't look like nothing special. He just fought Katayev. And even though I picked him to win and he won, I picked him to win a decision. There are people out there that are saying, yo, he should have lost. And there's an argument that he should have lost. So you see how fast it starts to happen that, yes, as soon as they leave that biosphere, they don't stay in character. And
those weird scorecards that the PBC judges always would have. David Benvidez, and the Vostik fight, where those scorecards were so wide. Obviously, they were protecting that fighter. That he ain't gonna get that when he fights Yard.
Yeah, and that's why I don't even know how to call that fight, because obviously I don't like David Benavidez, so I acknowledge that I have a bias against him. But I try to look at that fight generally, like, yo, take your bias away, forget the Canelo stuff, and just think about the fight. And I'm like, yo, dog, I don't know if David Benavidez wins that fight.
Yep.
I literally don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't stay in character when they leave the island. None of them do. They don't stay in character. As soon as they got to deal with somebody that's not from their immediate atmosphere, they stop being whatever they told you they was. They immediately.
The Wilder Fury fights prove that.
Yeah,
we've seen a lot of evidence of that, man, big time.
So you wonder if David's going to win that fight. I wonder if Callum Smith will be able, if David Morell will be able to beat Callum Smith, because so far you struggled with Hot Rod, you struggled even more with Katayev and actually got knocked down. Callum Smith is not perfect, but he been around and he fought more real motherfuckers than you. He fought way more real motherfuckers than you.
Yep.
You might be a breath of fresh air to him. They're like, yeah, this motherfucker ain't shit. Who the fuck he fought? That motherfucker ain't shit.
He knocked David down. That's it.
Breaking news for Gervonta Davis retires.
That'd be great.
A lot.
No. Now what they're saying is, because I did a video on it earlier, WBN is now saying that no, he's not retiring, but he's thinking about either going to 140 or 147 for Manny Pacquiao.
Oh,
yeah, give me a break. The bell is tolling for him, man. The bell is tolling for him.
And that's how haphazard an outfit that is, because Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis 2 is legitimately a big fight. Even if the first one, it didn't do big numbers, you could tell because they didn't report any. So that wasn't a big fight. But because of the controversy, the rematch would have been bigger. The rematch might have done $500,000, and that's the fight you're not doing. What you are doing is Pacquiao Barrios. This is the kind of shit you doing. All right, dog. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah, that was not a great fight, man. I'm sorry, but it just wasn't.
No,
Oh,
I don't
boring
even
as
think that.
shit,
I don't even
man.
think it was a real fight, country. I don't think it was a real fight.
No, it wasn't a real fight. Dude.
Like,
People
and
were-
we
Yeah,
went off.
I really believe that Barrios did carry him because they had plans for Manny. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
it
they're,
looked good. It looked like it.
Did you guys see that Broner is now calling out Jake Paul?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
see that.
Hey, I ain't mad at him. He's trying to get that last buck.
Yeah,
It's not that.
he's
It's not
desperate.
that. It's that these guys are such fucking losers, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Crawford did, like,
motherfuckers don't call this shit what it is. There's all these labels when no, these guys are losers. Broner, you are a loser. You're a wannabe rapper, a wannabe gangster, when all you really are is a failed boxer. You were supposed to be Baby Floyd, and you wasn't shit. You wasn't shit.
Jules, he still had a better career than Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
I would say more
Broner-
ambitious. I would say more ambitious, Don, because he did fight people. He just never beat them. You know, he did fight Chino, but he didn't beat him. He did fight Sean Porter, but he didn't beat him. He did fight Mikey Garcia, but he didn't beat him. And he
Manny?
drew with Jesse
wait.
Vargas.
Let's say this. How many eyes did he get on him versus Gervonta Davis?
I mean, this is the thing. Broner, and you know I don't like Gervonta, so you know I'm not in the business of defending him. But I would say that Gervonta had a more successful career than he did, not just because his O is intact, but because he got to make a lot of safe money. He you know, Showtime was basically breaking the piggy to put these bullshit pay-per-views on for him, and he got the pocket. But you know, he did get the pocket some money off of them bullshit pay-per-views. Not a lot because they didn't sell a lot, but that's saying you getting 3 and 4 mil, because that's where I would put the number they were giving him, around 3 and 4, to fight fucking tuna sandwich and tuna casserole.
Yeah. That's a good point, though, too. I like the fact that the bullshit.
Listen, I just think that I don't know these facts. I'm just going to go off of what I think, which is not factual at this point. What I'm saying, but at the time when Broner was fighting, there were more people watching the sport.
I agree
There were
with
more
that.
people invested. There were more people that knew who Maidana was. They were following Sean Porter's career.
I agree with that.
There were more eyeballs on the sport. I'm not talking about how much monetary gain they had invested, people invested in these guys, but at the same time, people knew who Adrian Broner was because Floyd was so freshly retired and he was coming up. So in that sense, I think he had a more successful career.
No, the reason I say he didn't have a more successful career is I don't think he ever made the kind of money that Gervonta made.
That's not what I'm saying.
If we're looking at their careers, like if you're telling me where did Broner succeed that Gervonta failed, the most that we can say is, well, he had a bit more exposure because he was boxing at a time where the boxing landscape was more fertile.
Yes.
On that, I agree that
Yes.
when Broner was coming through, there were way more people watching boxing.
Yes, that's all I was saying.
But I would not. But I would not call his string of failures and losses, because it's like, well, what did he succeed at though? Like everybody fucked you up.
Here's another thing.
What did Gervonta succeed at?
Hey, man, let us not forget one thing though. Broner's in some serious legal trouble, so he needs money right now, bad.
Was
That's
Gervonta.
why he's calling out Jake
I
Paul.
mean, they both are. They both are.
But here's the other thing, Julius. I just wanted to say also that it's a good point that you brought up the BS, BS BBC shows, because we don't have to worry about the BS pay-per-view paywalls anymore for things like Luis Ortiz, Charles Martin for $75. We don't have to worry about that bullshit anymore.
More than that, it unclogs things in America is what I was trying to get at, because things, if you remember the last 5, 6, 7 years, things were kind of log jammed. You got guys on Fox that only want to fight guys on Fox. Guys on Showtime only want to fight guys on Showtime. Top Rank is willing to make fights with these people, but they can't, so because they don't want to. So they're kind of log jammed too. Whereas now what I'm seeing is, okay, well, in the coming year, because PBC is really not going to be a thing anymore, and you can see that. You can see that based on this year and last year. Last year they only did 5 shows. This year I think it's the same. I think they only did about 5. If you're only doing shows at that rate, and most of them are pay-per-views, you're not competition for anybody. So the fighters that need dates and the fighters that need opportunities, they're going to go to whoever, they're going to go to Top Rank, essentially. If they don't go to Matchroom, they're going to go to Top Rank. They're going to go to whoever has the dates. So imagine that what Bob said is true, and they're going to come back with 2 broadcasters, maybe 3. That's a lot of dates. That could accommodate a lot of fighters, and shit is not going to be log jammed like it was in previous years.
Yep. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And the example, David Morell is making his third appearance on a turkey show. That is a direct byproduct of what we're talking about, where normally he would have been tucked away, buried on an undercard on Showtime. No, now you got to get out there. You got to fight. There's no easy money out here. If you want money, there's money, but it's not easy money. That's over. That is over.
Yep. And that's why we're seeing Benvidez yard now. So and I don't know who wins that fight. David doesn't like pressure guys.
And they're not gonna. No one is gonna admit it. But how many times? And you guys know I have a habit of repeating myself, but I do it for a reason. I said I've been saying for a year. David has maybe 1 or 2 fights before he has to either cross the street or retire, because PBC has no light heavyweights. Once you do the Morell thing, okay, you did that. Now what? What else are you gonna do? That's a big part of the reason I thought he might go to cruiserweight, because I'm like, I don't see what the fuck else there is for you to do. Like they don't have nothing for you to do on your side.
And here's what the casual fans are saying too. I want your opinion on this too, because I've been away from boxing for a little bit. Did Bivol really duck David Benvidez? Because you're seeing a lot of the Benvidez shitheads out there. I know it was. I mean, so we don't have to worry about that anymore either, because we know what's going on.
Yeah, Turkey made it clear. Like what I love about the guy and why I go up to bat for him is little by little he's removing all the things that these fighters hid behind. Little by little. Don't worry about money. We got money. Don't worry about platforms. We got that. We'll work with everybody. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to fight them. And he said specifically he wants to put David in the ring with the winner of Better B versus Bivol 3. He's gonna pay for it.
I don't know if we would have gotten better B than Bivol if it wasn't.
No, we weren't. We weren't gonna get that. We weren't gonna get that.
We would have gotten. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, so it's one of the things that when people are complaining about Turkey, and there are still a few, and I don't know why. There's no reason to, and the fact that it prompted Bob Arum and everybody else in America to maybe start putting shows together and lit a fire under their ass. I like the fact that there's competition. I like the fact that if they have something solid, it's gonna give us more to watch, and it's not gonna be behind a big paywall either. It's gonna have to be more accessible.
Yeah,
that's what's. We all know that's killed the sport dramatically. I talked to a guy that I started, that I have a subcontract with, and he was telling me, "Oh, I used to follow boxing. You like boxing?" I'm like, "Yeah." I stopped following it, about 10 years ago. It just got too expensive.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's it. That's everybody.
But it's, you know what the thing is though? Let's be honest, Don. If we weren't boxing junkies, we wouldn't watch it, because there are times where it's unwatchable.
It is unwatchable sometimes.
There are awful. If you're new to boxing, you don't know the history, you don't have the passion for it that we all have, because we must have a passion for it. We can't shut the fuck up about it day in and day out, right? But if you're a newbie to the sport and you come into a fight like Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez,
oh Jesus, dude,
right? Or Ryan versus Rolly, where outside of the knockdown, nothing happened. Like nobody did anything. It's like the shit is unwatchable. Like, what is this shit?
Well, that's
Rolly and the Mummy.
That's not entirely true. 2 mentally retarded guys stood at each other and potted each other for 10 rounds. I mean, it's something. It's not a lot, but it's something.
So what was that? The autism versus Down syndrome fight?
Exactly.
Yeah. The crayon eating versus the glue eating contest.
Yeah, exactly. And they both sniff glue.
I give Turkey credit because he got two undisputed heavyweight fights basically. And the two best boxers in Usyk and Fury in the ring anyway in the heavyweight division. We wouldn't have gotten that. 20 years. It's been 20 years since we got that.
What was that card where Parker knocked out Martin Piccoli? Which one?
Oh yeah,
That was wasn't that Better Beef and Bivol too earlier this year?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
That card was great.
Yeah.
I remember watching that card thinking to myself, fuck, that was like, because you know what? The turkey cards have been pretty good.
The turkey cards have been what's been holding up boxing, if you want to be honest.
Except for the fact that we had, a couple people back out, like, what's that kid?
Dubois.
Schofield,
Oh.
Yeah.
The last crescendo.
Blocked out to
I wasn't even mad at Dubois backing out of that fight because the Martin Piccoli fight was still cool.
Because we still like Dubois backing out of that fight. This is why I didn't call it a duck. It's only a duck if you back out for an easier fight. It's not a duck if you're doing it to fight Usyk. And I knew he's doing this to fight Usyk.
Yeah,
what the fuck I look like? Why the fuck would I roll a dice with Joseph Parker when Usyk right there and I could get a bigger bag fighting him?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, the Schofield thing, besides the Schofield duck, that card was fucking great. I mean,
no, and boxing is going back. Boxing is going back, especially in America, I'm gonna say, because in other markets it's bigger than it's ever been. So we don't need to keep worrying about them. It's a fact that Japan is going through a renaissance. The UK has been going through a renaissance for the last decade, basically, of UK boxing. It's on the rise.
Yes, it is.
If I was Benavidez, and I'm glad that where are they doing the fight in Saudi or are they doing it in England?
They're doing it in Saudi, is what I heard.
That's great.
They're doing it in Saudi.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, I would have I would have signed up to go and fight Callum Smith in fucking Liverpool and make a good better money than you would here.
And the thing is that American boxing, like I'm not really an optimist. I'm a logistics guy, and I'm telling you that I think American boxing is going to go back to being the way that it was because the fighters won't have a choice. You got a couple of guys that they can make an obscene amount of money for a little while. Ryan, Shakur, but as time passes, you have to fight. Nobody's giving up free money anymore. The way the shit was, the last 10 years really hurt American boxing, and it was the exclusivity deals, it was the overblown purse demands, it was the constant paywalls. You're making this shit too fucking hard to get to, you know?
And then we had, the other day we talked about Fulton fighting either Shu Shu or Shockey Foster.
And that's the point.
Good matchups.
You see
I
it.
like
You
that.
see it. You see it.
We would have been doing that.
That if Fulton, you got options, but they ain't easy. If you stay at your weight and you try to unify with any of those guys, right? Whether it's Rafael Espinoza or Nick Ball, we get a good fight either way. Either way, if you move up and fight O'Shaquie Foster, we get a good fight either way. If you fight your mandatory, because Bruce Carrington is his mandatory, basically. He's the highest ranked contender. If you fight him, we get a good fight anyway. And this is, once again, removing the logjam that was the PBC, because now these guys don't have many places to hide. You have to fight. There's nowhere to hide, unless you want to retire.
Yep.
I don't say retire. He got retired after getting jobbed. That made me sad.
Nah, what made me sad was Kenshiro, man. Like, you should have finished his ass in the 5th, dog. When you scored that knockdown, you should have finished his ass. You let him off the hook.
He got wrecked up.
Sorry to interrupt you, country. Will they replay that fight? And where do they show it at?
DAZN. That was on DAZN.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. Is there any way I can replay watching that? I might have been fucking counting sheep when that fight was happening.
Yeah, you fucking open up the app and it's right there in DAZN, motherfucker.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Japanese fights always come on at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
No, I know that, but the app that I use that says where fights are at, it's still at TBA, and it's my fault for not going back and looking because those fights used to be on
ESPN.
ESPN, yeah. And so they said TBA, and then I forgot to look, and then now you're telling me it's on DAZN. That's why I missed it. So it's your guys' fault by the way.
Shout out to Mexican Killer. More likely Callum by KO or Morell by UD. That's hard to figure out, but I'm leaning more towards Callum. When you've been in there with a better beef, my rationale is when you've been in there with a Canelo and a better beef, and you've been in there with an Olympian and a Buatsi, if you end up with a guy like David Morell, it may feel like taking a load off. Like, oh, this guy's not good. Like this guy don't hit like Artur. He can't pressure me like Canelo, you know. And
Callum
he's
fight?
not.
I'm sorry. Did Callum fight Groves? It's Roman. Did Callum fight Groves as well?
Yeah, he fought Judge
Yeah.
Groves. You know that Callum has been in there with a better grade of fighter on a regular basis than David Morrell. And the moment that David Morrell had to leave the island, look at him. He's struggling with Hot Rod. He's getting knocked down by Katayev. It's like, yeah, I don't trust David Morrell. I don't trust I don't trust this guy.
At least he ditched Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, I heard he's going to Abel Sanchez, but it may be too little too late. One fight with Abel Sanchez, you're not going to turn into a different guy. Not after one fight with him, you know? So maybe after 2 to 3.
Yeah.
That's going to take a minute, man. You need to that's a lot of transformation right there.
So we'll see if it makes a difference. But personally, going in cold like that with Abel Sanchez, do I think Abel was a better trainer than Ronnie Shields? Absolutely, I do. I've been saying, I don't want to sound fucked up, but Ronnie Shields sucks, dog. Most of the time, guys with Ronnie look bad. Most of the time. So Abel, I think, is a better trainer, but I don't think it's going to make a difference soon enough for David Morrell. I don't, you know? But credit to him, at least he fixed the problem, because you weren't going to get anywhere with fucking Ronnie Shields, bro.
No,
You're
man.
gonna
Like,
get
I don't
anywhere
know
with that.
I don't know why they went to him in the first place.
Yeah. So there's that. And right now, MVP I'm seeing is emerging as a strong. If anybody has the potential to be competition for the game in town, that's Matchroom, that's Golden Boy, that's Top Rank. MVP has more potential to be that moving forward than PBC. PBC is going to go out with a whimper, but MVP is starting to do shows, guys, girls, just shows in general across 2 platforms with regularity, because they got a show August 23rd. It's not even a bad show. Steve Claggett versus Jermaine Ortiz, and there's a couple of other fights on the undercard that look, they're decent fights. So MVP might become more of a major player in the American boxing scene in terms of promotion, not just shit that Jake does, because that's just his shit. We're talking about boxing. They have the potential to become a strong promotional outfit in America in the next 12 months, because they're learning fast, learning fast.
Jules, in regards to one of your videos earlier where you were talking about Shields and the money she wants, I think the closest she ever would have got to any kind of money that she wanted was that rematch with Marshall over in the UK. I don't think she's never going to get anything bigger than that. And I think they would have showed up and showed out in UK for that fight. I definitely think they would have,
Yeah, like the shit is that fighters, and this is why you're never going to see me dick-eating fighters. If you let the fighters tell the story, they want 5 and 10 and 15 million for who, dog? Lonnie Daniels? For who? Danielle Perkins?
Who is that?
Somebody should give you 15 mil to fight a 42-year-old woman with 5 fights. Make that shit make sense.
Dude, nobody knew who she was. Most people still don't know who she is.
And a part of why the American boxing scene is so behind everybody else right now, it is fighters wanting money you're not good for. Also, somebody should just give you that 15. Yeah, they should just give you that because gold medal. Because vacant titles that I won, they should just give you $15 million.
Julius, isn't Boots getting like $3 million a fight to fight a garbage can every time? I mean, if you're getting $3 million a fight,
but he's not a good example, because when they brought him to Philly, he did sell 10,000 tickets. That my point is, if you want that money, it has to come from somewhere. So if you're giving a guy 2-3 mil that can actually draw, that's not a problem. But you got a woman. She wants 5 to 15 mil for fighting who, dog? Who the fuck you gonna fight that they should pay you that?
Well, but it's not only that. You also have to look at it. If she wants that kind of money, she does understand that who's gonna put that money up wants a return on investment.
She doesn't understand that, villain. She doesn't understand.
It's simple business. I mean, literally, business 101. If they're gonna give you $10 million, how are you gonna make me back 15? How do I make or 13 or 12 or I need a profit? What the fuck are you gonna do? What drives?
Villain, you literally have people. Villain, you literally have people that are so fucking stupid. They think that the 15 mil is real. And I'm like, yo, are y'all bad at math or something? If you just giving Layla 15 mil, that's not counting what you got to give Claressa. That's not counting what you got to get undercard fighters. That's not counting what you pay for the production team that's going to shoot it. That's more than one person, in case you don't realize.
That's a $30 million fight.
That's not counting what you got to pay in marketing to promote the fucking thing. You telling me that in America, Layla Ali versus Claressa Shields is a $25 to $30 million fight? People are so fucking stupid these days. It's like, what's wrong with y'all, dog? You need me to tell you that shit is fake.
And AT&T Stadium is not cheap, bro.
No, it's not.
You got Mark Taffet sitting there swimming in his shirt. His fucking shoulders are so small. He's swimming in his shirt. Yeah, we got Dallas Stadium, and they're really like, got Dallas Stadium. You gonna do it at the Cowboys Stadium? They're really interested. Really? Wow. Okay, dog. And the same broad. I just did the video. Same broad. Oh, I could only make $1 million here, $1 million. And I'm like, so make it make sense for me. You only get $1 million per fight, and I don't believe you get $1 million per fight. By the way, you're only getting about $1 million per fight, and Win Records can come up with 15 for Layla that hasn't fought in 20 years, but they can't come up with that for you. Make it make sense.
What does that about you?
I know, right?
That's exactly what I said on Twitter.
We got $15 million for a fighter that's 47 that has not fought in damn near 20 years. We got 15 M's, but Claressa can't really get but one per fight.
That's straight out of the Wilder playbook.
Yeah, it is. Boy.
Well, you have to be nice to Claressa. I mean, this is a woman so confused. She was mad that no one comes to my fights and supports me, but the second that anyone does come to a weigh-in or an open sparring session, get out of here. Why are you taking the attention away from me?
No, it's not even that. The way that she talks about Jadeja, like, you've been blowing off Jadeja basically for like a year, right? She's been talking shit about her for at least a year. Well, why the fuck would Jadeja be at your fight? You've been talking shit about her for like a year, bro. Why would she be at your fight?
I'm glad. I'm glad Amanda's in charge over there, MVP for the women's. She could tell her, look, bring your fat ass down. There's no one up there. I personally, I want to see the mayor fight at 54.
No, yo no quiero que ella joda con mi.
Let them fight. No.
A mí me encanta, Michaela, esa piel, esa nalga. No, me encanta esa niña.
Me too.
Déjala quieta.
But she can fight. She can fight though. Give me, bro. Who else can we really?
People should not be. Dog, I want her to get pregnant and retire.
Same.
That's what I want.
Wait, who?
Same, but realistically,
Claressa.
Realistically,
Shadeja,
bro.
Who are they getting?
Sonny Edwards.
Is she going to go to a clinic?
No. Fucking Papoose could get her pregnant. He's 50. His boys still swim. Come on.
Do you really want her running around, though, man? Are you serious?
Say it again.
Do you really want more than one of her running around, though? Are you
as long as they're not on camera talking to anybody, I don't give a fuck.
That's 8. Yeah, it's at least 8 years of her not being around. So
I'd like to practice with Michaela Mayer and not succeed. Like
I'm just tired of this pretend. I'm tired of this pretend bullshit where they're literally watching her go to divisions that are so empty. When she went to heavyweight, it wasn't 3 champions up there, but she did get 3 belts. It's like, and y'all acting like she did something. She fought one girl, and the other and y'all just basically gave her the other belts. She fought one girl
with 5 fights.
Yeah, that's like what is going on here? Like, and then say, "Oh my God, she's the greatest of all time." Like,
get the fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of here, dog.
I heard someone say like most of the heavyweights up there don't even have one win. Like, is that true?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
No, it is. If you go to BoxRec, you might bump into 5 girls at first that have a winning record. And then after that, the records are all upside down. More losses. It's backwards.
Read the super chat.
Shields should drop down to 147 and fight AB. Nah, I don't even. What's funny about that, dog?
Her and Broner are fighting
Shut
is
the fuck up.
No, it's not.
He wasn't talking about Adrian Broner. Okay. What I'm gonna say is, I don't want girls that have potential wasting their time on Claressa. There's great fights for Michaela, all up and down. There's great fights for Alicia, all up and down. That they don't need to play Claressa. Claressa needs them more than they need her, dog. They got all type of fights they can have. Nobody should be wasting. And the worst thing is that you do a fight with her, and she's gonna ask you for all the money. You understand that? That AB is the one that's with fucking MVP, right? That's where all the money would come from. You do a fight with Claressa, she gonna act like she's the fucking house fighter. Nah, I need 2-3 million. Man, get the fuck. Yo, then don't fight. Simple, don't fight. Go. You the quote, the quote, whatever, dog. Go.
So
Whatever.
are you telling me that if a woman has a pulse and she fights in the heavyweight division, she's already top 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Apparently so.
It's a
And then she
barren
get-
wasteland.
And then she can talk shit.
And it's
So
because
go ahead.
nobody wants to say the shit. Like, I'm tired of this media shit. Like, dog, y'all know that her quality of competition is ass. Y'all know that in the last 2-3 years she ain't fought shit. Y'all know Katie has a better resume than her, but you don't want to admit the little white girl is putting in more work than the American joint. You don't want to say it because it makes you uncomfortable, but it is the truth. Katie is older, fights more often. They debuted the same year. Katie has more fights than her because she fights more often than her against better fighters than she does. And I know what you don't want to say. Yo, the little white girl is really she's the motherfucking one, and she's too fucking humble to say it. She won't say it, so we end up with silly ass shit like, yeah, she's the GOAT because she's in a division with a grand total of 13 women. And only 2 or 3 of them have winning records. Like, this is fucking comedy, dog. Stop it. Shit is comedy, you know? But anyway,
I hate when
man,
she
you know.
goes and does her Twitter thing on male fights. I hate when she does that.
Yeah, you know, like she's calling out Keith Thurman and I'll do this to Jake Paul. I'm like, homegirl, you fought a 37-year-old part-time boxer who's a nurse this past Saturday, and you couldn't knock her out, okay? Shut the fuck up. Please, shut the fuck up. That woman is a part-time boxer. Y'all understand that? But they saying, oh yeah, this is the pound for pound number one. The pound for pound number one could not knock out a part-time boxer. Stop it, dog. Stop.
Yeah, but you know how they're gonna spin it, Jules. You know how they're gonna spin. You know how they're gonna spin it. There will be like
boom.
There will be like, yeah, but you know, Marvin Hagler was a part-time boxer, so you know, this lady can be Marvin Hagler, but all we know, you know what I mean? Like,
no, and you got to give her 5 to she has to get 5 to 15 million. And I guess what bothers me is nobody in the media says, hey, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, what's wrong? You don't have fans like Amanda Serrano. You don't. And you don't have fans like Katie Taylor, but you want to get paid more than them. And you don't even draw as well as they do. You don't. Nobody's going to say it. It's like, well, when did the media lose their spine? I know. When they started relying on access for everything. Because nobody's going to say that, like, are you out of your mind? It's like the WNBA thing. Pay us what you owe us. Nobody owes you. You owe the NBA. The WNBA operates at a deficit every year. Nobody owes you nothing.
Let them cook, Jules. Let them cook.
Shit is crazy. And then I'm hearing Angel Reese might sit out. I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
that thing parece un koala, man.
Not all
Bro,
her
that guy looks
rebounds.
like a koala, yo. Like, fuck out of here.
No, ella, de verdad, a mí me encanta esa tipa. Ella es bella. But, you know.
Tú sabes lo que pasa. I mean, she's mad.
She
No,
Tú sabes lo que pasa es, like, She's like the prettiest thing among like all those like bushy dykes.
No. Hay mujeres lindas. No. There's some blonde ones in there. Like, no, there's some broads. There's some broads. But is she fine? Yes. But she's delusional too. Like, pay us what you owe. Nobody owe y'all nothing. The fuck? You better open up a OnlyFans.
Did you all see someone throw a fucking green dildo on the court? And they all had a fucking breakdown.
I saw that shit. I saw that shit. Somebody threw a neon green dildo, and they handled that shit like it was. They handled that shit like it was a biological weapon, dog. That shit was.
I saw a meme with it, and someone had taken a photograph of it because it was like underneath the chair, and it said like Nike or something underneath it. And it said, "Is it in you?" And I had like the green dildo. It was hilarious.
Is it in you? That's great.
Oh shit, dog. Shit is petty as fuck, man. But yeah, like the WNBA thing is peak delusion. That like you guys know that you operate at a deficit and you operate on the NBA's dime every single year. That you don't turn over a profit at all. So what are they going to pay you in? Tampons? Well, what are they going to pay you in? Case quarters for the laundry?
Well, they think that because now the more than 12 people are in the audience and more than 100 people watch on television, we gotta pay millions now.
Oh, you mean when Caitlin's fucking playing shit, and nobody and they're treating Caitlin like fucking shit, right? Same shit as the Sweeney shit. Like I'm telling you, I gotta stop this hating shit, man. Stop that shit. It don't help nothing. If anything, big up Caitlin so more people will come. Like, hey, I'm friends with Caitlin. We eat each other out when we don't play basketball. Great shit, you know what I'm saying? Something got to change, man. But pay us what you owe us.
They're hurting the sport by doing that. I mean, it's already hurting.
Nobody owe y'all nothing, dog. That's the problem.
Well, if anything, is IOUs. We need some fucking money from you. You owe us for fucking fronting the shitty league.
Exactly. But it is what it is. Other than that, August is gonna be a pretty dry fucking month. Right?
Oh God, yeah.
It's gonna be a pretty dry fucking month. Not a lot going on. Well, now that I got Devontae here, he wasn't here before to answer this question. I don't know if you answered it before, but it doesn't look like Stephen Fulton's gonna be fighting O'Shaquie Foster because that was supposed to go down on the undercard of Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach, and we know that's not happening now. Like, yeah, it's not happening on the 16th. If they would have fought, who do you think would have won?
Cool Boy.
You think Cool Boy would have won?
Yeah, I'm not high on Shockey Foster. You don't throw enough. Your power is. I think Fulton's a better technical boxer, so I would have went Fulton. They both don't throw a lot, but I would have went Fulton.
Second question. That doesn't look to be happening, right? So if Fulton ends up having to stay at featherweight and fight Bruce Carrington, who do you have in that fight? Because Bruce is basically his mandatory.
Bruce didn't look impressive to me his last fight. I would still go Cool Boy. Bruce
Really?
didn't look all that to me. You was getting hit a lot, and then you ain't dealt with a moving like Cool Boy. He moves around and stuff too, and he's more experienced. I will go Stephen Fulton. Now, if you talk about the other champions, I think all the other champions, even Angelo Leo now beats Cool Boy Fulton, but Shu Shu Carrington, and I wasn't high on his last performance.
I agree that he didn't look nothing spectacular this past Saturday. I agree with that. But I'm just not swayed by the fact that you look good against a guy that you beat already. I'm talking about Stephen, because all right, you look cool in the second Brandon Figueroa fight, but Brandon is ass. He's trash.
Yeah, but the only person he really got washed by was Inoue. Inoue is the one that made him look regular. And then the fight he had, his first fight at 26, but you just got knocked out by Inoue. So I didn't really take too much stock into that fight.
But the fight that he had in between Inoue and the second Brandon Figueroa fight, he looked like trash with Castro. He got knocked down in that fight. He's getting hit a lot.
He just got knocked out by Inoue the first.
Damn, so, Cool Boy stock is low, man. Cool Boy stock is low. Shit.
I mean, I think the most beatable champ. I mean, if he fought Angelo Leo again, probably. But I would try to fight Nick Ball. Go to UK, fight Nick Ball, try to see if you can beat Nick Ball. You don't beat Espinoza. You get
Yeah, he'll get washed by
destroyed.
Espinoza.
That's
Practically, I think almost all of them get washed. Maybe all of them. Like, bro, I can't really see Angelo Leo beating Rafa. I don't see Stephen Fulton beating Rafa.
But he need to push for those unifications. Rafa need to push for those. Like he need to push for those unifications because I think he could be a name even going up to 130, maybe 135 going forward. If he start to unify, maybe he go to England and demolish Nick Ball.
I like
Shout out
that
to-
fight.
Shout out to Damone. Shu Shu busting at the seams at the weight might be playing part in him looking. That's true. He may be staying at that weight too long, and it might be time to go to 130. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'll be right back.
I mean, maybe, but Shu looked more like Shu Shine to me in that one fight. Like, bro, put some stank on some of your punches. Like, sit down.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was right in front of him, and you couldn't get him out of there. Like that's, I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't look too good. He just, I don't know.
It may or may not be true, but I heard a couple of it was either people on ESPN or I was listening to a different channel, but they did say that the guy's been kind of known to be durable. I mean, while he's not a flashy, great fighter, he doesn't have a lot of tools. He's been known to be a durable fighter, and he's gone 12 often, and he's never lost. So I'm not sticking up for Shu Shu. I'm just saying that the guy just might be a hard out. He just might be one of those guys that he may not be a world-class fighter, but he can stay in there 10 or 12 rounds.
I mean, I guess, but
Yeah, but go durable against who? I mean, do you think he stands there in front of? I think Nick Ball would have stopped him.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a world-class fighter. I'm just saying we can't agree there are boxers that, while they're not world-class, you can even have a losing record. They are durable, and so there are some guys that are just a tough out. But Shu Shu doesn't have. I mean, he doesn't have knockout power. I would say. I mean, he's the last 5 fights. I think he's had 2 knockouts, and most of his competition has been C level. So I don't think it's going to translate against the champions and the top flight guys. He's probably going to be a guy who's going to go with wins with a lot of decisions. So, but he's got to improve his defense. And if you're a guy who's not going to be able to get people out of there, you're going to have to become a better defensive fighter.
man, I want to like Shu Shu, but he's rapidly becoming one of those guys. It's like you're doing things the right way, but I'm not sure I want to see you fight.
I enjoy watching him fight because he is an action guy. He throws punches. It's just like, did he look good in his last fight with a guy that's just standing right in front of you? And for me to pick him over Cool Boy, no, I didn't think he looked. I don't know if he beat any of the champions looking like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool
Shu Shu
Boy's-
looks a little too hit and miss to me. Like sometimes he's on,
Yeah.
depending upon the opponent, and other times he just looks average.
Cool Boy's getting a little annoying to me too, because like online he's like, everyone I've ever called out, I've beaten. You can't say they made me look bad, and I'm just sitting there going, what? Did I hit my head in the universe where he wasn't talking shit about Inoue not happen? Where it's like all he does is punch hard and doesn't box. Like you're aware you did that, right, Fulton? Just.
I think with Shu Shu in a different universe, he's a champion boxer, but there's the talent right now in that division. The champions are just too great for him. So you could say, well, does he give it time? Does he develop still for another 2 or 3 years? The problem is the guy's 28 years of age, so it's not like he has a lot more time to quote unquote develop. He just might have found a ceiling. He just might be a contender fighter and not a champion fighter.
Dylan, how do you think he'd do if he moved to 130? If he fought Oshaki at 130?
To be honest, I think I have a better. I think Oshaki is a talented fighter as well too. But I think that, well, again, not seeing him fight at 130, I don't think the power is gonna go up because the power's not there at 126. But I think that it's a more shallow pool. I think he might have a better opportunity if he's placed with the right guys. But I think being the number 1 contender at 126 and having those 4 champions, I think 2 of them beat him, and then maybe 60-40 maybe as a shot against Ball, but I even still think Ball beats him. But at 130, I think he would have a better opportunity. But again, it's more 50-50. Like you said, he's fighting a no-name guy from Africa with an undefeated record. But like you said, who has he beat? I don't know. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get. He reminds me of Tio because I've seen him before when he's looked really good. But Tio seems to fight down the competition, and then he fights up to the quality of the competition. So maybe Shu Shu's that kind of fighter too. Maybe you put him in there against one of the champions, and he looks like a completely different fighter. I don't know. I mean, time will tell, I suppose.
I mean, he's not beating Nick Ball, dude. Like, even if he could somehow avoid that, Nick Ball could literally kick his legs out from under him and judo toss him over the ropes.
Nick
And the
Ball
most
would
he'll get is
kick him in the
the most
nuts,
he'll get
man.
is a stern finger wagon. Like,
He would-
It's time to find out, though. It's time to find out where he's at. Like Villain said, he is 28 years old. It's time to find out if you championship material. He should get a shot. Top Rank. I mean, I know Top Rank got the deal structure and stuff to figure out, but it's time to figure out what this dude is.
Well, we could all agree that Top Rank is too big of an entity and too good of a commodity in boxing that they won't figure something out, or they don't have already something in the works in the next 60 to 90 days. I mean, they have too much talent. They have too much invested. They'll take, if not one deal, multiple deals where they're going to be again on TV or on a streaming platform. So the name has just too much value for it to go away.
Yeah, they'll probably find a streaming platform at some point. I hope Bob can finally rein them in with this fucking money shit. But
Now, gentlemen, I have a question. It's basically a two-part question. Everything is changing now, right? Like the major players in boxing are changing right now. So I'm going to start with Ignacio. If there were one fight that you could make magically right now, which would it be and who would win? With any two guys in the sport right now, any two guys right now. No, it's not a fantasy fight. If you could make a fight between any two active boxers right now, who would it be?
They have to be in the same weight class, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Okay.
No, you know what? No, you know what? They don't.
Well, no, but what I mean is they got to be around the same size.
Benavidez and
You gotta
Jairo
be
Batalla.
close.
Shut the fuck up. Ignacio's turn.
I'm gonna say. Yeah, you know what? I want to see it because I think he could probably handle the move up. Janabek against back rub.
Ooh,
I'd like to see that.
Yanni, that's a good. Who do you think would win that fight?
I think Janabek might edge it, but not by much, Jules. I think back rub is a live fucking dog in that one.
Ooh, that's a
Wait.
fucking-
Wouldn't back
Shut
shots
the
be moving
fuck
up?
up!
Fuck you up, Jules.
Man, I'm glad it's not me for one.
Country, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Oh,
This
yeah,
fucking
here we go.
asshole.
Now, real talk. Same question, right? But it can't be who Ignacio picked. Like, we can't name the same fight twice. If there were one fight with two active boxers that are out there that you could make right now, which would it be, and who do you think would win? Any two guys that are out there, and they don't have to be in the same weight class.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Jairo Batalla and Zerto.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I need that unification.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a good answer. Jose, same question. Make a fight between any two guys. It can't be who Ignacio and Real Talk just mentioned.
I will pick Inoue and Nakatani.
Yeah. I guess I didn't think of that one because I feel that they are going to fight, so I don't have to beg for it, right?
Vamos a ver.
Vamos a ver. Shout out to Don Juan. Would you rather hear Rolly read Shakespeare, Tio Sr. and Haney Sr. argue for an hour, Benavidez talk about Canelo, Michael hating for 4 hours, Shields and her quote talk, or Mirage about Benavidez?
Where's the kill myself up? Where's the kill myself up?
God.
Yeah, where's the suicide boy?
I'm gonna go with Rolly Shakespeare.
Yeah, because that might be funny.
Yeah, that's
But how long
hilarious.
does he read it for, though? Is it like 20 minutes?
Lullaby.
5 minutes.
Hour?
Like right before you go to bed.
Well,
Right
he might
before
not
you-
read it. He might not read it
Yo.
for that
He
long
might-
because
he
he
may
can't
not be able to
read.
read it. He may not
Can
be
you-
able to read it.
Yeah, I was gonna say both
Nah,
of us
man,
can read.
I think you guys are bugging now. Can you imagine Rolly just like reading like King Lear? I mean, come on.
Shout out to Damone. His choice would be Jayo Pataya versus Moses Atalma. That's not a bad shout. Devontae, what's one fight that you could make if you could make it right now between any two guys, any two active boxers, but it can't be who Ignacio, Jose, or Real Talk just picked?
I'm gonna break the rules. I want to see a 140 Super Series. So Gary Antoine Russell versus Keyshawn Davis. Subriel Matias, yeah, versus Teofimo.
I didn't even think of that.
I want to see a 140.
Wait,
I want
what's
to see
the
a
last one? What was the
140
last
Super
Fight. You
Series.
can't cut. We one fight. Come on.
Okay,
One
okay,
fight.
okay. Gary Antoine Russell versus Keyshawn Davis.
Who do you think wins that fight?
I don't know. That's why I said it.
Fucking cop out. That's a cop out. Jason,
I'll take
question.
Gary.
You think Gary beats? You think Gary?
Honestly,
wait.
I think Gary would beat him.
Wow. I don't know. Because Gary, I like Gary.
It's a 50-50 fight, and I think Gary would take it off of experience.
Yeah, but Keyshawn is not a guy that you just stand in front of throwing punches, bro. Like he's not the guy you do that to.
Madueno did.
Fair enough. Fuck you, Jose. Fuck you. Jason, same question. A fight between any two active boxers right now, but it can't be anybody else picked.
Abdullah Mason and Floyd Schofield. I think Abdullah gets that. I want to see.
Wow.
I mean, come on, yo.
Talk. What kind of fucking communist answer is that, dog? Like that is such an anti. That's not a fantasy fight, dog, and nobody's. I wonder who wins this. Abdullah wins the fucking fight, bro.
Fucking commies.
You know, undefeated fight between any two guys. Who would it be?
Give me Virgil versus Boots. 54 no two.
I knew you were gonna. I fucking knew you were gonna say that. It is a great
That's
fight.
a good fight, man. That's a good.
It is a great fight. Villain, same question.
I mean, it's not really. It should be called a fantasy fight. I mean, it's kind of no brainer. I want to see Shakur fight Tank. I want both. I want Shakur to prove that he is the best fighter in the division. I think what he just did was phenomenal, standing in front of Zepeda. But I want to stop hearing Tank Davis fans saying he can beat literally anybody who's ever had a pulse on planet Earth. I want to see that fight just because I want people to shut the fuck up. I want to finally see it for that reason.
Shout out to Mr. Calderon. Cruz versus Matias. I just want to see a dead body.
Yo, Mr. Calderon shit.
Fuck is wrong with him? That's not a bad shout, though. Damone said Sugar Nunez. Oh, my God. That would be fucking incredible. That would be incredible. And they're not far apart either. Rafa's right there at 2-6. Sugar's at 30. Country, one fight that nobody else mentioned that you could make in an instant. What would it be?
It's a tough one because a lot of people picked a lot of the guys I want to see, but
No, it's tough because you don't get to ride the fence,
all right,
and you have to.
This is an off the wall fight.
Wait, Jules, you just let Devontae ride the fence. What the fuck?
Let me finish. I don't know if you guys would like this fight, but I think it would be intriguing to me, just as far as an action fight. Luis Neri versus Nick Ball.
Oh yeah, that's a ooh. Yeah, I could go for that.
That would
I
be
don't-
a barn burner, in my opinion.
Who wins that fight, Country?
You know what?
Here comes the fence riding.
Nick Ball pulls it off and fucks him up, but we'll see.
I'm gonna go with Jason's answer on this. If you're talking about a Mexican fighter fighting a Brit, Mexican fist versus British chins, yeah, I got Luis Neri.
Luis Neri all day.
I think
That's a CTE fight.
It's a great fight. Like they're both gonna be fucking walking funny after that fight.
No, I agree. I'll take Neri because I think Neri's tighter with his shots.
And he has a tighter asshole. Don,
What the
You
fuck?
fucking nasty bitch, bro. You ain't shit. This nigga here, yo. What the fuck?
How are you gonna put these two girls in front of us and then start talking about dudes' assholes?
What are you
What the
talking
fuck?
about?
Well, at least
Done.
not any
Same question
moans.
while I run to
Don,
get my
yellow or
coffee.
black?
Done. Done.
Yeah, a fantasy fight, right?
Fantasy
Yeah.
orgy.
Okay, fantasy fight. I'm gonna go for a snoozer. Shakur Xander.
Damn, dog, you want to kill us
You
all?
go to hell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you might as well just fucking give us Ambien. What the fuck?
What? You think Xander's that
Bro,
boring?
What
You
the
think
fuck
Xander's
You
is
the
said-
boring?
you for that, man?
I thought my
Come
answer
on.
sucks. Jesus Christ.
I want
Your
you
fantasy is to go to sleep, bro.
Exactly. I want
Do
to
you
take a
think
nap.
Xander's
Yeah,
that
you go
boring
to
to
hell.
watch? Do you really think
Wait,
Xander's
I have
that
a-
boring to watch?
I ain't gonna lie, his performance on Saturday was low key ass. Nah, not ass, but there was
It wasn't.
It
I
is-
wouldn't say it was ass. It just didn't.
But it wasn't great either.
It didn't
No,
pass
he's-
the eye test.
Xander-
If
You
we're
know
going
what?
off of that.
You know what
Hang on,
Xander
Xander
is?
is what I hang on. Xander's what I call a fake action fighter. He'll throw a lot of punches, he'll move around a lot, but he's not doing anything. And as
No,
soon as he gets
this is-
close, he
Oh.
grabs a dude.
This
I
is
got
what
a
Xander
question.
is. If Chat GPT, if you told him to make a boxer who was skillful, like you, that's the artificial version. That's what you would get with Xander's eyes. He has tons of skill sets, but there's nothing about him that excites you when you watch him. If that makes sense.
I got a question. I read it today. Boots versus Sanders, since they're at 54 now. I think I'll go Xander.
I would go
Over
Xander.
Boots?
Yeah.
Yes,
The
yes.
movement.
The movement, bro. If little Karen had you looking like that, little Karen who hadn't really been in there with anybody, bro.
Say his last name. Say it.
Chukadzian.
All right,
I know how to
fuck
say
you.
his
You can
fucking
say
name.
it.
Bless
Fuck
you.
Yeah, no, Karen had him swinging wild 360 degrees, bro.
Shout out to George. Holy font, Julius. What did I just walk into? Two of my favorites. Two of my favorites that's out there. Shit, I bring the eye candy out. Shout out to motherfucking Mexico. Those images are from. Yes, they are from the gallery, from the fucking gallery, yo.
Oh, you didn't read the rest of it.
Black
It was
hot.
Cardines versus
Well, they're both hot, but
Cardines. Ooh, that's a good fight. Cardines versus Neri. That's a good fight.
I
One
got
that
a
I
good
would
fight. I got
one
one
that
for
I
you.
would wait. One that I would make is Cardines versus Nakatani. I want to see
We're gonna get
Junto.
that.
I don't know about that. Did you see earlier today that he was seated next to the other champion? I think his name is Satsumi. I got
I
the
can go for that, I
impression.
guess.
And I can go for that just because it's two champions. It's just that you know what's gonna happen, bro. Nobody at 118 beats Junto, bro. Nobody with a belt, nobody without. Nobody at that weight beats that kid. Whereas Cardines, he might push him.
I was gonna say Tension for one of the fantasy fight answer, but Tension doesn't have enough fights just yet. Like he's not quite there.
Yeah, I mean, like he's because he's got the kickboxing following. Everybody followed him from kickboxing, and he's showing potential. But he needs a couple more fights before he could fight for a belt. A couple more fights. But those were some good shouts. One that I would go for is Nakatani Cardines, though, because I do want to see Junto in there with somebody that he knew he fought before they fight. I do want to see that, just cause. I heard
And one of the few
Cardines
people
is
who
going to go
was
to
able
Japan.
push him. Yep. That's
Can
where all
I-
the Cardines and Nakatani rumors started.
can I make
Mhm.
a second runner-up fight?
Go ahead.
Itama versus Torres.
That's a great fight. It's early for it, but that's a great fight. It is early for it, though.
Prospect.
I feel like I would go with Italma if they made it tomorrow. I would go with Italma. Torres looks vulnerable. He's a fun guy to watch. He's an action guy. He's an inside fighter, but he can be caught. And we saw that in the amateurs when Jalalov knocked his ass out,
What happened to Jalal?
What about Jules versus what about Jules versus nearsightedness? Motherfucker squinting his eyes every time he reads anything.
What about you versus Kiss My Ass?
Yeah,
How about that?
well, that ain't gonna happen. I
That's-
mean,
Nah, Jules versus Nicotine, bro.
Nicotine
Yeah,
always
Nicotine
wins.
won. Like,
Nicotine won, bro. Like that's an easy one.
what the bitch on the left versus the bitch on the right.
And
Oh,
I
I'm on the
brought
left.
up. No, I mean that just depends on what day of the week it is, bro. Like I don't believe in having to choose. That's like saying, well, I can't eat pizza because I ate a lasagna. Fuck out of here. I can eat them both. It just depends on the day of the week. Fuck that shit.
Yup.
They
One
are
of my left,
both
one of my right
fine.
to make a sandwich, bitch.
They both fine for different reasons, and that's why I don't really like this competition shit. They both fine for different reasons. Don't let these bitches draw you into their war against each other, because that shit is silly. You know? Mr. T said, email Yeti versus... Oh, yeah. That is a great fight. That's a great shout. Benavidez versus Beterbiev, bro.
He called him email Yeti.
That's a great fight, man. I really like who here on the panel has him beating Anthony Yard? Who? Does anybody have Yard winning that fight?
Oh, Yard winning the fight? No.
Honestly, I don't know who wins, bro.
So look at you.
I'm going with Yard, Jules.
I am too. I'm going with Yard.
You didn't go with fucking Yard till Ignacio said so. You said shut the fuck up.
Not true.
How old is Yard? How old is he?
He's early 30s. Early 30s.
He got how many times has he been slumped? I know that
I mean, in fairness, he has been slumped like 2 times. Kovalev by Kovalev and Beterbiev, but we know Benavidez don't hit like them.
But Yard put up a good fight against Beterbiev. It was a good fight for about 8 rounds or 7 rounds.
He put up a great fight against Kovalev too. That's why I don't know who to pick. It's like them guys wore him down, and they both knocked him out later on in the fight. You know what I mean? Benavidez don't hit like that. Like, you don't got power like them guys. So, can you knock him out?
Fuck no.
I don't know if he can knock him out.
Who has he knocked out at 175?
Right?
It's not going to be Yard, bro.
He couldn't knock out Morell. You could argue that Katayev came closer to knocking out Morell than David. And Katayev only has like 10 fights.
Bro, I got
won that
$100
fight.
he doesn't stop Yard, bro.
Kantaya won that fight. They gave that gift to Morell. Morell did not win that fucking fight.
He didn't. Well, look, I picked him to win a decision, and he did, so I endorsed the robbery. Real talk. Do you have Yard winning that fight?
Personally, yeah, I do, honestly.
You do?
Yeah, I think Yard has pretty good boxing skills. He is a 175er. He's not someone who moved up, and I think he's gonna give Benavidez a lot of problems, bro. And he hits hard than a bitch. Like, he was giving Beterbiev problems.
He was giving Beterbiev problems.
Mr. G for Life says go for Yard because Mirage.
I agree.
The part of the reason that I'm leaning towards Yard is because look at David Morell. The moment he left the island, he stopped looking like he was some shit. The moment he left the island, they put him in there with
like shit.
They put him in there with Hot Rod. He looked like shit. They put him in there with Katayev. He looked like shit. Might look like shit with Callum Smith now. The moment he left the island, David Benavidez is boxing off the island for the very first time.
When does Morell fight Smith? Have they made that fight?
Supposed to be. I think they said that they're finalizing the deal. That's the news that's out there. They're finalizing the deal, and I believe that that's supposed to be for the undercard of Benavidez versus Yard. It's supposed to be for that.
So was that November, right?
November.
November.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shout out to motherfucking JV. Please leave these 2 beauties up every. I'm gonna switch them out from time to time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I don't trust David. I just don't trust him. And I know that I have a bias, but I'm like, yo, whenever PBC fighters have to leave the island, the same thing happens. They either look like shit or lose. And I don't see David Benavidez knocking out Anthony Yard. Like, I don't see that. He been knocked out. Go ahead.
For the new fans that are arriving and that come in and come out, can you tell people why you have a bias against David Benavidez? Can you kind of give us a little historia here?
Yeah, because basically he was in that division for 10 years and he didn't unify anything. I had a problem with that. That was the first thing I had a problem with. The second thing I had a problem with is you guys wait till Canelo arrives in this division, does all the legwork that you're supposed to do, and you wanted to be fast-tracked to a fight with him. That's my second problem. My third problem is Eddie Hearn offered to do this fight. Remember, he offered to do this fight. And what did Sampson tell him? Okay, you can do it, but we get the rights. That's why I don't even know if you guys actually wanted that fight. You're not stupid. Why the fuck would he put up Canelo's purse but give you the rights to the fight? Make it make sense, dog. If he's putting up Canelo's purse, that's the bulk of the cash. He's offering to do the fight. You guys say you want the fight. What do you say? Well, the rights have to be at PBC. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing.
Could you make the argument, and I'm not making the argument, but the detractors will say, well, yeah, but other less willing or less deserving fighters got the fight. He fought Berlanga. He fought Charlo at 154 who came up. They could say, well, why shouldn't he be fast tracked? He's won 168. He fought all these other guys. Why wouldn't he give Benavidez, who is a contender at 168? What's your argument against that?
I would say that that's the same thing they used to say about Mayweather and Keith Thurman. We could say that I wouldn't have minded, and I wanted Canelo to have that fight. But if Canelo doesn't have that fight, it's just more of the same of what I've seen in eras of boxing. Not everybody gets what they want. Sorry.
I would just argue he's not much different.
I wanted Canelo to fight him. You understand? I wanted Canelo to fight him. I thought he was going to fight him, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. It's not the end of the world. And David, frankly, you were in that division before him. You were supposed to do the legwork to where he doesn't have a choice, and you literally didn't do anything. Anything.
Well, he didn't activate his mandatory, did he?
No. So that when you don't get the fight, I don't really care. You could have fought Caleb Plant way before him in 2019. You didn't. You could have unified way before he even thought about going to 168. You didn't. You were there way before. You first won your WBC title in 2017. What the fuck have you been doing, dog?
Coke. That's why he lost the belt.
Thank you.
Jules, he blew the weight more than he fought contenders in that fucking division.
Honestly, with David, hold on, let me say, with David, it's not it was never a thing to where I didn't want him to get the fight. I wanted him to get the fight, but if you don't get it, you don't get it. Same with Andre. I would have loved for Canelo to beat the fuck out of this clown, but if you don't get it, you don't get it.
I mean, the thing about Benavidez is a lot of smoke and mirrors. Because the thing is, if you were the number one contender for the WBC, why you never mandated the fight? Because even Suleiman told him.
Suleiman low-key exposed them. And this is where it turns long-winded. It's simple. David never actually activated the mandatory. He never really pursued the fight with Canelo, which is why I question whether or not he wanted it. Because if you go through the WBC to do it in the mandatory process, right, you're only going to get about 25%. 25 to 30% as a mandatory. And I think Samson wants 60-40, which is ridiculous, but it's Samson, bro. I'm saying. I don't think they would have did that fight at 75-25. But if you're going through the mandatory process, yeah, that's what the split is going to be. Suleiman said that before they were going to ratify the mandatory, whatever the fuck that means, David and his team told them they were moving up. They did that proactively.
To make it official on paper.
Yeah. In a nutshell. That's why even now I question, did they want that fight? Did they really?
No, because he did at 175 what he should have did at 168. And anybody saying like, oh, well, there's no such thing as activating the mandatory. Well, what the fuck did he do at 175?
He didn't ever wanted any champion. He turned down a fight with Plant. He turned down a fight with Better Beef. People forget he was the WBC offered you Better Beef. You turned that fight down. Now with Bivol was champion, all you had to do was wait. Fight Callum Smith under undercard and wait. You don't want to fight no champion.
Wait, hold
People
on.
forget that Canelo was the first Mexican champion.
Like, I'm not trying to, in other words, I'm not capping for Canelo. I legitimately have questions as to whether or not David and his team ever really wanted that fight. Legitimately. The only thing that saves David when I ask that question is, you know what? You are Canelo Alvarez. You can make any fight you want. You know, if you wanted to fight David, honestly, you would have fought David. If you wanted to. So, yeah, there's things on David's side that are weird and they don't really make a lot of sense. But there is some blame to give Canelo that if you wanted to fight him, you would have. The question is,
the way that I've justified it for Canelo, and I'm not even saying justified it, but more so, like what I say in my head is that, you know what? I, as a broke ass nigga with $20 in my pocket, I control and I decide who I spend my money with and who I help make money off of my dollar. Canelo's the same way, bro. He's a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, controlling who it is he helps make money off of his name.
Yeah, because so it could be a Brooke versus Khan thing, villain. You know what I mean? Fuck you. I'm not giving you the satisfaction. Because when I think about Why didn't he ever give Andre the time of day? You understand? I don't think for a second he was afraid of Andre. I think he just didn't respect him. Like, no, suck my dick. You're not getting money off of me.
Jules, and also too, I was gonna say, the fact that Benavidez thinks he has the balls to demand a certain amount of money, I think that's probably what Canelo said. You know what? Fuck this guy.
That's the vibe that I get when Canelo talked about Andre is the same vibe that I get when he talks about David. And that vibe is, fuck you, fam. You not coming up off of me. I'm not giving you the payday. It's a thing. It's a vibe I get where he doesn't want to give them the satisfaction. It's not. I don't really think it's a fear thing. Like, nah, this dude went up to 175. David, you just now doing that. Canelo 5'7" did that shit twice. You just now doing that in your career, bro. So I don't think he's afraid of you guys. I think he doesn't respect you and he doesn't want to let you make money off of him. That's the vibe I get. But I could be wrong, you know? Could be wrong. Shout out to George. Fan fight. Prime Breedis versus... I would... Look, man, people not going to like my answer. I got Breedis. I'm sorry. Kawi was 5'6". He was a little dude, dog. Breedis has shown he's a tough motherfucker. He's a 2-time cruiserweight champion. If you put him in there with Kawi, I got Breedis. Shout out to Mexican Warrior. David hasn't left the island and looks like shit. That's true. I didn't even notice Mirage was in the comments. But yeah, that's how I rationalize it, villain. I don't think it's okay that Canelo didn't fight him, but I also don't think it's the end of the world. You know? There's some criticism. There's some criticism that you can levy towards Canelo in the sense that you're Canelo Alvarez. You can make pretty much any fight you want. If you wanted to fight Anthony Joshua, you could fucking fight him if you wanted. You're Canelo. So some blame goes on you, you know?
Well, after Benavidez left 168 and went to 175, I personally believe if he would have shown, if he would have really excited fans at 175, it would increase the demand for that fight. But you notice after he left 168, he's been okay at 175. You've noticed a lot of those detractors and a lot of those fans, that's kind of all gone away now for that demand for that fight. And
because he doesn't have an organic fan base, bro. It's not organic.
That's not true. He's got fans in Australia. He's got guys who sit in basements and
oh shit. But no, it's like the thing that we used to see with Rigo in 2017, where Rigo, you don't really have fans. Lomachenko has haters who pretend to be your fans because the rest of the time they're not fucking watching you, bro. They only come out, they only mention you when Loma gets mentioned. And it's kind of like that with David, that David, you don't have fans because if you did, your pay-per-views would sell better if you had fans.
He would actually sell out his own fucking hometown. He couldn't even do that.
Yeah, like you know? So, you know, I wish him all the best.
A little super flyweight Bam Rodriguez gets bigger crowds than fucking Benavidez. So
let me say this. What I do applaud about David is, and you know, I don't like David. I really don't like David, but I do applaud that he finally, you know, he went to Turkey and he's gonna do a fight. That you finally wised up that look, you beat this Yard guy, the money is there and the bigger opportunities are there. Never mind Canelo. Artur and Dimitri are right there. You fight the winner of that fight. I will never say a bad word about you again. Ever.
That's a lie.
No, I won't. I swear to God. You know, if he loses, I will. You're right. You know me too well. If he loses, yeah, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk a lot of shit. Talk a lot of shit. You know, but yeah, like I just think finally he's getting with the program the way he needs to, which is more than we could say for Gervonta Davis, for example. That's why I give him credit that Gervonta will not go to Saudi under any circumstances to fight anyone. David at least is doing this, and I give him some credit for that. Some credit.
Do you really think Davis is retired? Do you think he'll walk away 100% at 30 from boxing?
I think it's possible. He's a coward, bro. He's not a normal guy. He's a coward. He's like, it's not hard to understand. You think he want to fight Shakur, bro?
No. He doesn't want to fight. I'll be as bold to say as he doesn't want to fight anybody that poses the threat that he could actually be beat.
And that's all. Roach. That's all that's left.
in him fighting Roach, in him seeing that he, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, he lost the fight, he would probably want to walk away from boxing because he never wants him to be in a position where he does lose. I think it would break him, honestly, if he lost the fight.
Honestly, it burns me inside to know that I was in jail when that fight happened because I would have been talking so much fucking shit. Oh my God, I missed out on the height of that.
Yeah, but it's just that you can't think of him as a fighter. Like I don't think of him as a fighter. I think of him like as an act, like Celine Dion in Vegas and shit. Like this is an act. Bro.
I think of him like a Funko Pop. He's like,
yeah, like he's a bobblehead. Like, bro, this dude is not. He ain't on no fighting shit. The crux of it is all that's left now to Gervonta Davis are credible threats. He's not gonna fight any of them. So it's like, do I think he would retire under those circumstances? Yes, because it was never about money. It was about safe choices. If it were about money, there were bigger names around than Rolly Romero, than Isaac Cruz. If it were about money, it was never about money. It was about taking the safest fight. Always. And there are no more fights like that. Not if you can't fucking knock out a Lamont Roach, bro. You could knock out Lamont Roach?
Man waited until
I
Loma
wouldn't
was
say
half
that.
hang on. Man waited until Loma was half retired to call him out. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Undefeated.
I wouldn't say that because we just saw Gary Russell fight last week, so that's another possibility. It's the PBC, bro. I mean, they didn't bring him
I
out for no
said that
reason.
too. As soon as he won, I was like, yeah, just watch for
Yeah,
Russell
but do
coming
you
in.
really think that he can pivot like that? That no, I'm not fighting Roach. Instead, I'm gonna fight Gary.
It's the PBC, bro.
Do you really think?
I mean, he's not lying, Jules. They do fucking do whatever the fuck they want,
Yeah,
whether we like it or
He's
not.
got shame, bro.
Yeah.
George said amateur fantasy fight Muhammad Ali versus Evander Holyfield as amateurs at light heavyweight.
Ali.
I'm taking Ali. He was too fast.
Which version of Ali do I get?
He's talking about Cassius Clay, amateur Ali.
Yeah,
Cassius
that
Clay.
version.
Then Ali wins. Cassius wins.
Yeah, that was a fast. That was a bad man.
Devon Valley said, I think PBC didn't even want to make it happen as well. They are trying to build him. Samson and David was trying to cash out. Another thing that I thought was just super weird. This was from years ago. Canelo's team offered David sparring. Come spar. You know, like how Klitschko used to do with guys. And they said no. David's team turned it down. I'm like, y'all not acting like somebody that think y'all not acting like y'all think y'all whoop his ass. Y'all saying things to the media and you're doing things in front of people that convince them, but I'm like, nah, y'all move funny, dog.
Bro,
Y'all
nah,
just move
Canelo would
funny.
have tenderized that boy's ribs, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, villain. Like I know where you coming from. That I know I could sense that you blame Canelo for some of this, and I understand.
No. I honestly don't. I
No,
don't.
no. I know you do. All right, I fucking know you.
All right,
And
don't fucking yell at me, Dad.
Ah, shit.
What the fuck did Jules put in his coffee tonight? He's out here kind of brave.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I get like when people. The thing that you can always hold against Canelo is the same thing that you could
Your
always
penis.
hold against is your penis. Is the same thing that you could always hold against Floyd.
Jesus Christ.
That if Floyd didn't fight Keith Thurman, there's no other answer than he didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. Why is what was he scared? Blah blah blah. Right? It's that kind of thing. With Canelo, it's that kind of thing. And when I think about Canelo, do I honestly believe that Canelo was scared of Andre? No. Do I honestly believe that Canelo was scared of David? No. I just think he doesn't respect them. Y'all just some bums.
I'll be honest, bro. Like,
That's
fuck
true,
the
hang on.
David fight. We're still getting the Crawford fight. Like, we didn't even think we were gonna get this. So, like, I'm not an ingrate. You know, like, I'm not gonna hold it to Canelo that we didn't get the David fight. Fuck David. Like,
Yeah,
let him go. Let him.
That's
swim
where
in
I'm
deep
at.
waters.
That's where I'm at. That like, did I want the David fight? Yeah, I wanted that fight. But the shit is, dog. You didn't even do what Triple G did, bro. You didn't. Canelo gets the middleweight. He's got the other 3 titles. He's creating a demand that you cannot escape from, and it's not the same. I'm sure you guys were watching boxing in 2016, and Canelo couldn't post a picture of his food without being bombarded with GGG,
Bro, I was in boxing
cherries.
at that time. I was Team Triple G. I have pictures of the shit. I was Team Triple G back then in both of the first two fights. And
I'm
no,
sure if
yeah, bro,
Canelo
like,
went to the bathroom, some motherfucker was like
yeah,
Mexican
bro,
style.
There's a
Mexico did not fucking like
motherfucker
Canelo
swimming
back
in the
then.
urinal, you know?
Yeah, you can see Triple G down
Give
there.
me my
Big
belt.
drama show.
Right. And this is not the same as that with David. And the other thing with Canelo is he's been through this before, and now you give him grace. Lara called him out. He gave Lara the fight. Granted that he took his time with Triple G, but eventually he gave him the fight to where when another guy pops up like this, it's like, come on, dog, fuck off, okay? Especially you, that you didn't even fucking do anything, dog. You were at 168 when Zerto was there, when Groves was there, when fucking DeGale was there. Then it was Uzcategui, then it was Plant, then it was Smith, then it was Saunders, and you still didn't fucking do anything.
Problem
It's just
is
like
he didn't separate
hang on, this
himself
is all
from his
true. No,
contemporaries. He's
this is
literally
all-
no different than the other guys.
didn't do anything. So I'm just thinking that let me put myself in Canelo's shoes. If I see a guy like this, like, homie, I just got here. I unified this division in 11 months, and now you think you're gonna tell me what to do? Suck my dick, bitch. I'm not giving you
From the
a fucking
side.
right from the side on the
No,
shaft.
here's the thing, though. Like, everything you're saying is true, but it's kind of hard for me to not blame Canelo. Like, okay, so you don't want to give Benavidez, fuck Benavidez. You got time for Belonga. You got time for
Oh my
Munguia.
god, the
Yes,
Berlanga
David.
one hurts, bro. That would like you gave this fucking moron like, oh my god.
And then you want Eubank Jr. next, like, bro.
I don't
I'll
think
never
it's gonna
blame-
be Eubank, bro. I think it's gonna be Sheraz because Sheraz passed the test.
Yeah. I will
He-
never
he-
hold anything against Canelo. Canelo's resume is way too deep. I think at this point in time, Canelo can fight anybody he wants. I don't give a shit. He's won so many titles. He's fought so many top guys. I don't hold anything against Canelo. He can fight whoever he wants at this point in time. He's earned that right.
I
What
agree.
you guys got to realize, the reason why people are so like stuck on David is you got to realize the reason why there's nobody else for Canelo to fight at the division is because he fucking fought everyone.
Literally, right? Like honest to God, like yeah, he kind of cleaned up. So and I was that way with Floyd. That's why I'm that way with Canelo. That by the time Floyd had the Pacquiao fight, man, I ain't gonna jump down his throat because he didn't fight a fucking Keith Thurman. You see what I mean? He pretty much fought everybody else that mattered. And with Canelo, like, yeah, he kind of did that already. All these guys that you were supposed to fight, David, and that's the pitfall that David, if you would have had those fights when they were there for you to have them, you would be a much bigger name right now than you are. But you literally fought no one. You fought no one.
And
Yeah,
what
these
David
people-
doesn't realize is his best course of revenge is to actually become accomplished, because that will like actually keep your name relevant to Canelo. That like,
I
damn, bro,
agree with
this
that.
dude went on to be fucking undisputed. This guy went on to beat fucking Zerto.
That's the
Like,
only
this guy-
way it'll be a
That's
stain,
the only
bro.
type of revenge you have is success. That's the only thing you can fucking have now, bro.
Really, if you beat Bivol, which I don't think you will, and I don't think you beat better Beef either, but yeah, that's the only revenge that's left for you to like, yeah, get a legacy of your own, so that people will always remember that Canelo ducked you. That's how you can get your revenge. But I don't think it's gonna work out that way. Like, yeah, I don't think so. homie.
No, they're going to remember him as the guy that cried about the Canelo fight.
And he doesn't have the balls to
Yeah.
do what Keith Thurman did, because Keith Thurman at least had the fights with names like Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. Like, he tried to build a legacy of his own.
You think about it, that how much bigger would David's celebrity be right now if he had the fight with Zerto when they were both at 168?
Not that much bigger.
No, I disagree, bro. I disagree. If he would have established early himself as the most dominant force at 168, I think he would have been in a great position right now, because remember that more people were watching boxing back then. We're talking about 2017, bro, right? American boxing landscape was a lot more fertile.
No, I agree.
Than
It was
is
way
now.
bigger than I was in boxing back then. It was way bigger.
And if he would have had those unification matches, you could say like, yo, this David guy is fucking, this is a serious fucking dude, dog. He's the most dominant. But all you showed is you don't want to fight nobody, because how could you have been there that long and you didn't fight any of them, bro? That's fucking nuts.
It was way too deep for his resume to be so thin.
Yeah. Shout out to motherfucking Misael. I think Canelo tenderized Ryder, Munguia, and Edgar.
Edgar.
You mean that's
He
why
didn't,
Hamza?
he didn't even bother to write his name correctly.
Because
Fuck Berlanga.
Edgar's a piece of
Who gives a
shit,
shit?
bro.
Fuck
Just a
Berlanga.
piece of shit.
So
Edgar,
right for
Edgar.
losing.
But I think Hamza's gonna get the fight because you know that was a rehearsal. They had him in there with Edgar for a reason, and it's so he knocked out the guy that Canelo didn't knock out. Now I think
Just
Canelo,
the same as Ryder from Munguia. It's the same.
no,
thing.
I think Canelo yeah, that's cool that you did that, Hamza, but Canelo gonna fuck you up. I'm just gonna be real. Like if y'all do fight, yeah, he's gonna fuck you up, man. You're not better on the inside than him, you know.
I thought he was fighting Mobility.
I don't know. I heard that 3 weeks ago, but is that official? I didn't see nothing about it.
I didn't see that official.
I heard it, and I did a video on it just to preliminary. And that's the other thing, that he might not beat Mobility. He might not.
That's true.
I don't know about that fight. Like, it's cool you did that to Edgar, and I actually think Hamza's a good fighter. But Mobility, remember, he's a shorter guy. He's gonna get on the inside. His punches are shorter. He could put them together faster. Hamza's tall and gangly with long arms. It's gonna be awkward for him, bro. I don't know if he beats Mobility. I don't know.
I thought they were supposed to make the Mobility Lester Martinez fight, Jules.
No, that's
No,
not happening.
I'll
That's
take
not
a Billy
happening.
over.
That's not
over
happening.
Nah.
It's not happening.
No, I still don't trust Sheraz's chin, yo.
That and I just don't trust that you'll be able to keep Mobility out. It goes two ways. I know this is gonna sound like some country ass shit. Watch.
No, don't you do it.
It's either Hamza knocks him out on his way to the inside, or Mobility outworks him on the inside and knocks him out.
Oh, so
That's the
either
two.
Sheraz knocks him out or Billy beats him.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
riveting insight there, brother.
This fucking claggot.
Fuck.
How
But
does
that's
offense
the
feel up your
truth,
ass,
though.
brother?
That's the truth, though. That's the truth, that Hamza could theoretically catch him on the way in, theoretically. But if he doesn't, he could be in a lot of fucking trouble. He could.
There's also the factor that Billy might just be too durable for him.
How durable do you guys think Mobility is? Do you think he could take the punches that Sheraz took? I mean, that Edgar took.
No.
That Edgar took.
No, Shiraz came out of her playing too many times.
No, Derevchenko in the one round where he was the first round where he had only one arm, he was lighting Mobility up. Like, are we forgetting that?
He was.
Yeah, and then Edgar looked like he was a little drained. Like he looked drained. And Billy, I'll give him a shot, but I'll pick Hamza.
I think I would go Mobility to win that fight. I'm just thinking, like, once he gets inside, Hamza's not gonna be able to deal with that shit. I don't think, like, the pressure that guy brings, nah. I don't see you being able to deal with that. There's some guys there that he could beat, but I don't know about Mobility. Style wise,
I'll
that's
take
not
M'Baku.
a good fight.
What's
a good fucking.
What's Turkey gonna do with Sheraz next?
I mean, the thing is that there was a rumor that he would be in there with Mobility, but at the same time, it's not a rumor that Turkey said he wants to put Sheraz in there with Canelo. That's not a rumor. He said that. So I'm thinking, if he want to do that, you don't fucking just throw him the Mobility then. You either you get him an easy one, or take the rest of the year off and you'll fight Canelo next year. Shit like that. Because you fight Mobility, you may not make it to the Canelo fight. If you fight Mobility, you might not.
True. There's a possibility.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck he think you gonna do with, like, Canelo will knock you out, bro. I know Canelo, he will knock you out, bro. He will, but go ahead.
Jules, what would you say to a Sheraz Pacheco fight?
I would love that fight. Damn, Pacheco looked like shit in his last fight, bro.
Boy, did
He looked like shit, bro. With Trevor McCumbee, bro.
Bro, you just lucky when Mobility went in there. I told you. If they fight, I told you Mobility gonna clean the card, bro.
That's different. If Diego and Mobility fight, I got Diego, bro. I think he can get him.
I'll cash out you whatever beer, money, whatever you got. If they made that fight.
No. All right. Let's make a bet. Here's the bet. They both got to be unbeaten. They both got to stay unbeaten, right? If they fight while they're unbeaten, $50 bet, okay?
Deal.
Now, if somebody lose, bets off, okay? Somebody dick gets pulled or they step on a Lego, something happens, the bet is off. But as long as they're unbeaten, I got $50 on Diego to knock him out. I think he could catch him. I do.
All right, you got a deal.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back.
Pacheco on who?
Mobility.
Oh yeah, no, I got Pacheco on him.
Who here saw the Taraji
That
fight
silence
this
was
morning?
deafening.
I know.
I didn't see the Taraji fight, but I saw that he lost by split decision.
Man, I'm so fucking pissed off. It's not the idea that he lost, because that was a close fight that, like, I can see you giving it to the opponent, but
Michael, shut up.
Michael just chatting in this. The judge who had it 117-110, like, how the fuck do you have that scorecard?
That was
Bro,
Ruby
he
knocked
came
down.
in with that scorecard already fucking written out.
No, like the first two, like the only two rounds he gave him were the round where Taraji knocked down Sandoval. How do you say his last name? Sandoval. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Like,
come on, Weddle.
The only two rounds he gave was the ones he knocked down Sandoval and the round immediately after. Like, you didn't give him the 12th where he was beating Sandoval's ass. You didn't give him the first two rounds where he was jabbing his face off.
With that fucking scorecard already written out. I'm telling you.
And again, it's not like if you thought Sandoval won, I thought Taraji won, but I'm not going to stand up beating my chest about it because, like, maybe he didn't win that.
Brim got it 114-113 Sandoval.
I mean, that's like, I'm not going to argue with that scorecard.
I mean,
it was a close fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I had it.
Where were they at? Japan?
Yeah, Japan.
Dang, they be robbing their fighters like it ain't nothing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
They do, right?
They don't give a fuck about their own fighters.
People be like, "Oh, don't go to Japan, bro. Why? So their fighter can get robbed? Like, come on, bro. They don't give a fuck about Japanese fighters in Japan."
Bro, he 117, 111. That what you said?
117, 110. Like,
117, 110 in your own country.
Bro, I throw a fit. Oh, bro, I denounced my country, bro.
That's
like, this is bullshit.
Even though I had 114, 113 for Taraji, he's done. You could tell his legs weren't there anymore. Like, I think he's done as a top fighter after this. It sucks, but
I mean, he had his reign. You know, they come and go. Now it's time for the next guy. You know, pretty soon. I think this MJ fight gonna be a lot harder on Inoue than people think. Like, people keep talking about old boy from 118. I think this MJ fight gonna be tough.
I disagree. I think that they've been talking I think that camp's been talking way too much shit, especially Eddie Hearn.
I'm not saying he wins. I'm not saying he wins, but bro, you've been looking vulnerable in your last couple fights.
I think Inoue is going to have his best performance since the Fulton fight in this one.
Ooh, maybe you do. Maybe you do, because MJ Kent was talking a lot.
MJ fight, yeah.
He was talking a lot, so maybe he make a statement.
They've been talking way too much. Like this isn't like the Neri fight where it's like, oh, you have to get your get back for Japan. This isn't the Cardines fight
this
where it's
shit's
like
personal.
Like,
I got a question for you guys, man.
You on?
What's your opinion on Virgil Ortiz has never fought like for a full title against
Golden Boy sucks. That's why.
They really do suck, man. Ryan has never fought for a full title.
Yeah, they're hiding their fighters out.
Do you think that like hurts him as a fighter? I mean, do you think he's got power? He's had some other stuff, but do you think like, if he steps up to fight full champions, he's going to have like more struggles, or do you think he's going to impress and do well?
It depends on what champion he fights. His Bachram, I don't think he beats Bachram Merchisalia.
At the same time, he did well against Madrimov. So
Yeah, I legit I thought Madrimov was gonna win that fight, but yeah,
I mean, he did what Crawford should have did. I mean,
with Ortiz.
I thought Ortiz would lose that fight.
I think you know what. I actually think Ortiz does well with back rib.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think his pressure will keep him against the ropes. Definitely.
But you think he can take his shots though?
That I don't know. I mean, so far, you know, I can't judge him too harshly with the Boachuk fight because realistically, like he had only fought 2 rounds in like 3 years. He was off for a long time. He
About
came
2
back
years,
from
about 2.
about 2 years, and he only. I mean, what did he fight? Like what? 30 seconds in one fight, and it was those were mismatches. Those were.
But you know what's fucked up? That just when he was racking up really great fucking wins, he's not fucking fighting. Because when the fuck is he coming back, bro? Like he got 2 good. You know, the Boachuk fight, quote unquote win, but he looked good with fucking Madrimov. Once he had some momentum, he looked good with Madrimov.
He needs to fight again, like soon.
He needs to fight a champion.
They said it was a big fight that they were working on. And I'm like, who could it possibly be at 54?
Yeah, who's gonna be the big fight? It could be. It could be.
It's not Bachram. It's not Bachram.
No.
It might be Fondora.
It could be Fondora. Or it could be. Yeah, it's got to be. Fuck. Who's it gonna be? Because both those guys.
Crawford, bro.
Xander
There's
just
not
fought.
there's not that
Xander
many
just
big
fought.
fights to make at 54. So it's got to be fucking Fondora, I think.
Yeah, but this Fondora just fought. He needs to fight. Like,
Oh, it's gonna be Thurman.
No, it's what
not.
if what if they throw a bone at Mel?
I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I would love for Virgil to retire him. Oh my god.
I love for anybody to retire him, dog. Anybody, bro.
Would you enjoy that more than Danny Garcia getting retired, Jules?
Yes, because Danny could barely talk anyway. But Thurman, somebody got to shut him.
Bro,
the fuck
I feel
up,
bad
bro.
for
Dude,
Thurman.
I would cream my
Listen,
fucking
I
pants
feel-
if Thurman lost. Like,
I feel bad for Thurman because he's got to be feeling the fact that he's got George Jefferson hair now. And
Yeah.
I mean,
You remember Frazier? You remember Frazier on Cheers? That like all the hair was in the back. Like,
all the hair was in the back. I mean,
Hey, I got a question for y'all. I got a question for y'all. When Madrimov fought Verge, tell me if y'all saw what I saw. I saw a fighter that got confused within 2 styles because he changed his style versus Crawford. And when he was in a fight with Virgil, he couldn't decide which style he was going to go with, and it led to him getting his ass whooped on the back end of the fight.
That's not what I saw. What I saw was Madrimov is used to being the bully once he can get on the inside, but Virgil was too strong for him there. So he didn't know when to jump in, and he didn't know what to do if he jumped in. Virgil was out as soon as they was within proximity of each other. Virgil was out fighting him. Yeah. It's like, well, I can't just jump in because he's going to outfight me. So for the first time, Madrimov was tentative, and he was just moving around to be moving around. Like, I don't really want to mix it up.
But didn't he start off with like herky jerky shit at the beginning of the fight, just like he did with Crawford?
Yeah. It was like 2 or 3.
See, that's why I thought he was caught in between styles, and then when he tried to change and go back to what he normally is, he was getting his ass pummeled at that point.
No, he just
he just started getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, exactly. He started getting his ass kicked, and he was on the back foot, and he couldn't deal with the pressure.
He realized he wasn't going to be able to outmuscle Virgil on the inside. Is what I saw.
The first 3 or 4 rounds were really good for Madrimov, and then after that, it was just a decline. Like it was.
Yeah, then he was just fucking moving to be moving. It was pointless movement.
Yeah, I don't think it's stuck between nothing. I think he was stuck between an ass whooping and a run.
Ass whooping and ass kicking, but he still could be a problem for Boots though. I stand by that. Like, he
was a bigger Karen that punches back.
So. Yes, he's a bigger.
You talking about the Artest champion of the fucking world?
Yeah, Boots, bro. Boots.
Listen. All Boots needs right now, seriously, is 30 more fights.
30 he'll be okay. 30 more.
He'll be okay.
He'll be okay.
Damn.
Yeah, Joe wants him to be like Chavez Sr., be 84-0 before he takes on the contenders.
Because there was some fucking bootlicker in the comments talking about that he needs a tune-up for Virgil, but I'm like, bro, he's a fucking unified champion. What does he need a tune-up for?
The shit is that it's the shit with Boots. Honestly, is they created the expectation that we are now criticizing. If they wouldn't have said all this bullshit about him for the last 3 years, I wouldn't even care if he needed a tune-up. But you can't tell me that he's Sugar Ray Leonard, Robinson, Hagler, and then I can't fight Virgil because I need 3 2. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
He said
Begging
3
Josh
tune-ups?
Hold on.
Whoa.
He said
No,
2.
no,
He said
no,
2.
no.
He said
Hold
2,
on.
but still, it's like, yo, 2 tune-ups, bro. Like, just say you don't want to fight then. Just
Begging
say,
Josh
that's
Kelly
what
for
you're
a fight.
saying.
Well,
What's
Thurman-
the
Thurman,
whole fucking year?
Oh,
Thurman was low key right. What he said. What happened is your heel hurt. You know it's true. You're a
No,
champion.
but wait a
tore
minute.
his
But wait a
labia.
minute. I just remembered because I just saw it an hour ago, 2 hours ago. I just saw it. Good news. He might fight Jesus Ramos. They're talking to him. Yeah, they're talking.
that's not a
That's not a
tune-up. That's a
That's
fucking
not a
fight for your life.
That's not a tune-up, bro.
I said it was a hard tune-up.
Now,
That dude is tough.
I'll say that I believe the rumor because I did a video earlier. Jesus Ramos is right there in the WBO rankings. That if you don't fight Josh, you got to take Erickson Lubin out. He's in the ranks too because he's about to fight Bakram. The next dude is Jesus Ramos. We might get
He
that.
might fuck around and get tuned up.
The shit is, Boots has the style for Ramos. The reason I want that fight is Ramos is a tough motherfucker. He
Does
proved
he have
that
the
already.
physicality though?
He might outmuscle you where normally guys can't stand in front of you because you're gonna do your thing. Well, this is a bigger guy that's gonna be doing that, and I don't know.
You think Boots is gonna dance in front of him?
I don't think
He might make Boots box.
I don't think Boots can hurt him either because
I don't know what that power is gonna be like. That's
we
the
don't
thing
know
about
yet.
Boots. That's the thing about Boots, that you got 34 fights and question marks with 34 fights, bro. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Devin Haney was a knockout merchant until he started fighting.
Did y'all hear about what Morell's about to do? I might end up changing my pick because he's getting rid of the trainer.
No, you get Abel Sanchez. I told him he's gonna be trained. But do you trust that shit to work after just
on
one
the first
camp,
fight?
bro?
Yeah, no, not the first fight.
Well, I mean, it's an improvement from Ronnie Shields, though. I'm sorry.
You need a couple of
bro,
years.
anything-
You need a couple of
anything.
years with someone.
Nothing is an improvement over Ronnie Shields.
Yeah,
If he trained
like-
himself, that's an improvement.
God dang.
Yo, Ronnie,
You
look,
go to
'cause I-
Planet Fitness and hire a guy there. It's an improvement.
right? The fucking massage chair at Planet Fitness is an upgrade from Ronnie fucking Shields, bro.
That's sad.
coin operated, dude. That's gonna be cheaper.
But I one, he's a Cuban fighter, and I'm sorry, but Cuban fighters, I just think that their perspective on boxing is very mechanical, and they lack improvisation. I say that about Rigo, I say that about Dorticos, I say that about Morell. That like their X's and O's be on point, but they lack instinct, and that's what I saw in the fight with Katayev. They're like, yo, you don't got instincts, bro.
The only Cuban that got instincts is Laura.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ronnie Shields and Virgil Hunter hit the buffet together at 5:00 in the afternoon?
Bro, Virgil just lucked the fuck out that he got to train a fucking gold medalist. That's been the fucking that's been the fucking conversation. That's been the conversation for the last 5 years. They're like, yeah, you just lucked out that you ended up with Andre Ward. Because what else did you do, dog? Who else?
He fucked up Amir Khan and he fucked up Tony Yoka.
He fucked.
Hold on.
Everybody know who the trainer of the year is so far, though, right?
No. Don't say nothing. You telling me that he's the one who fucked up Amir Khan? Amir Khan been fucked up, bro. Bradis Prescott, bro. He been fucked up, bro. That don't blame that on Virgil.
He sure as fuck didn't help Tony Yoka.
I need to give him credit for that Angulo
He did
fight.
wonders for Mario Barrios. Come on, dude. What are you talking
That
about?
that Angulo Lara fight, I gotta give him credit because Angulo's very limited, and what he did to Lara, Lara got lucky that he busted his orbital bone. If not, he would have probably lost that fight.
Yeah, he had big ass hematoma on that shit. I remember.
Yeah.
Big ass hematoma. But yeah, Jesus Ramos versus Boots. That's the fight that I wanted. And I saw a post earlier. I saw a post earlier that now they're talking to him, and I'm like, yeah, that's a real acid test. Josh Kelly is not a fucking acid test, bro. Like Avanesian wiped his ass with that guy. That's not an acid test, bro.
How did Josh Kelly get ranked number 3 by the WBO?
Because he's been, you know what it really is? He was just up there a long time, so eventually they had to give it to him. Because after the Avanesian fight, he moved up, and he's been at junior middle for 3 years, and he won 7 fights in a row. It's 7 fights against who the fuck and what the fuck. But
Josh Kelly is the 154 version of Ben Whitaker, Jules. Straight up.
Shaking and shimmying and doing all that bullshit and getting his ass beat. Like that,
I mean,
dude
listen,
sucks, bro.
A year ago, 54 just was on fire.
It
Now,
still is.
I mean,
Still is.
Yeah, but Boachuk leaving, and then you've got Tim Tszyu like out, and it kind of sizzled, like kind of just dampened it a little bit.
It does. It's not as deep as it was.
It's not
You're
as
right.
deep as it was, because if you think about it, if you had Tim Tszyu still in the mix, and you had Boachuk like fighting a back rub or somebody else, like Fundora, it would be exciting. Now it's kind of like, well, now we're left with a couple of guys, and
yeah.
Xander.
I agree. I agree.
Xander's good, but I don't think he's long for this division. I don't think he's long for the sport.
I don't think he's gonna be in that division long, to be honest with you.
I don't think he's long for the sport, Jules.
No, I think that I think there's guys that he can beat, because we only attach his name to 1 or 2 fights, but I actually think there's guys out there that he could beat. Like stylistically, he would actually be all wrong for Boots. Style-wise, he would be all wrong for Boots. Bob just said he wants to make that fight, so I know he sees what I see, that, yeah, he can out-hustle Boots. He can. He's bigger than Boots. And what bothers Boots? Movement. This guy could be out of range in 1 or 2 steps.
That's true.
Boots ain't much
gonna be swinging for the air again. What?
Yeah, Boots ain't much of a boxer. Like he's Boots is a bruiser
It
pretending to be a boxer.
Yeah, it looked like, for me, for a long time, Boots looked like, oh, this guy's flashy. He's a boxer. He's a pure boxer. Then you start paying attention. You go, wait a minute. He's not supposed to get hit there, and he's not supposed to get hit after throwing that combination.
It's like he's dunking on little kids, bro. That's what
it's a little awkward.
He's doing all the shit with Roman Villa. Like, yo, relax, bro. It's fucking Roman Villa. Fucking relax, bro.
It's like watching a dude score 30 points in a basketball game on an 8-foot rim, Jules.
It's a little strange. You start seeing the holes in the fighting style and just his movement and everything all together. It just doesn't make much sense.
But then we become haters when we start poking up, like fucking finding those holes and shit.
Yeah,
well, we're analyzing the shit out of it. Like we're watching all this shit. We're playing. I play it back. I slow it down. I watch it again, and I'm like, I don't know about this shit. Why is this dude getting hit by this fucking guy? Why is this fucking nobody hitting this guy?
There's punches. There are punches because it's a boxing match. There are punches that are gonna get in. It's not surprising if you get hit with a couple of jabs.
But they're stupid shit.
But that's what I mean. That with Boots, he gets hit with stupid shit. Like, bro, how the fuck did you get hit by that?
And by this fucking guy too. You're like looking at
because he plays too much. Motherfucker posing for the camera.
Look at Virtuoso's last comment.
Say it again.
Virtuoso's last comment.
Virtuoso said,
"Drop super chats that you missed." And
I got you right now. I got y'all right now.
They want to see Sydney.
Shut out to me, shut the fuck up, country. Shut the fuck up, country. Jesus.
Stop mistreating country, man. Stop mistreating country.
Read this one.
Shout out to Misael. I think Canelo. All right, yeah, I read that one. Misael said, "I want to see Canelo go down to 160." Yeah, that's not gonna happen, bro. Come on, Canelo couldn't make 160 if he chopped his dick off. To answer your question, Haley, I can't blame you for that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to. I read that one already. But
Where's the chicks?
Hey, what do y'all guys think about Liam Pyro going to welterweight?
I love it. I love it because welterweight needs real fighters. And I love it because welterweight needs real fighters. Like, welterweight is a clown show, bro. 46-year-old Manny, retard Rolly, remission Ryan, remedial Ryan.
Honestly, who at 147 beats Paro?
That's a good question.
Hey man,
like a good fight, that is just a good fight for the hardcores, but it's a good fight. I could go for a fight like Liam Paro versus Stanionis. That's a good fight.
Damn, bro, your ugly ass face just ruins it.
You know what I might do? I'll just put a big thing of cleavage there next time, okay?
Nah, bro, you fucking.
I'm
Just
gonna
an ass.
do that. I'll put a big
Just
thing of
a
cleavage
set,
there.
just a nice set of
Put
tits.
nalgas next to you, bro.
Cat
Yeah,
Dennings
it's
tits.
gonna be like cleavage here and cleavage here and a butt cheek there.
It's
You'll
got to
see.
be like Cat Dennings tits.
It's gonna be
Oh,
fucking great,
dude,
bro.
those are fucking great,
Those fucking,
dude.
you know those long titties
Those
with
are
a vein in them.
milky,
The
dude.
long,
They're
the long
fucking-
titties, bro.
Nah, come on.
When you get
What the
hard,
fuck?
why the long
Ain't nobody trying to see that, Jules. What the fuck?
You want to see that long dog
Oh,
nose
them
titty,
titties
man?
you got after a long
No, motherfucker.
Dude,
I don't want to see one that looks like a hound dog.
Those are the
Yeah.
gravitational pull titties.
Dude, that's
Let
a
me
milkshake.
do
Dude.
it
That's
for
that's
you.
fucking
Right,
thick
the
right there,
long
dude.
titties, man. You know, and
No, I
yeah,
want to see Salma Hayek titties.
and yeah, you know, Liam at
They're like
147 is
60,
good.
bro.
Yeah, no, but she's still got some great titties.
Nah,
She's got some great tits, so come on.
Knuckle between them.
Yeah, like she really does have some great tits. And yeah, Liam the 147 is good because 147 needs bodies, bro. Like 147 is dry. The only division that rivals middleweight in terms of assness is welterweight. Like, yeah, that division just fucking sucks, bro. Like, there's nothing to
Jules.
get excited about.
Crazy suggestion. Mean Machine against Paro.
Oh, can Mean Machine still make one? But can he
Yeah.
still make
No,
147?
Yeah, he made
bro?
47 in fights to Soko.
2 or 3 months ago at 147.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Mean
Yeah,
Machine.
that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I
Was
favor
Mean
Pato.
Machine still
I
Mean
favor
Machine, though?
Pato. I favor Pato in that fight. Remember, Pato's been in there with a relentless pressure fighter before. He knows how to deal with it. And Egas is dangerous for the first 6. After that, he slow down. He gas out. I go Pato in that fight. You know? And yeah, man. So I'm gonna fucking go to sleep because this chair's hurting my ass.
Come on, you old ass bastard.
And I'm gonna come up with I'm gonna do the cleavage sticker and all the
You
good
got
stuff.
one in the chamber or what?
No, not tonight.
Oh,
Jules is going to pull out some Sofia Vergara titties.
There you go. You know that's why. Thank you for that. That'll be the next one.
That's an Angel's Wonder right there.
Forward to that.
Night, y'all.
Nice.
Peace.